Welcome to Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Kinderwater.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Kinderwater, and today I'm wearing black. Black in our society often means sense of mourning. Sometimes it's a feeling of respect when you go to someone's funeral. Actually, back in my day, I'm not sure if it's still norms of today, but black is just representing mourning of a loved, lost person in our lives. But when we talk about the Gold Star Mothers, we're going to talk about that service-oriented organization. It's for veteran service organization. They actually wear white. They wear white even though they have lost a son or daughter associated to serving their country. They wear white as a sense of goodness, purity, and sacrifice. Today we are honored, very honored on Issues and Answers to have a Gold Star mother as our guest. It's Shirley Tetrault. Her son, Alan James Tetrault, served in our armed forces. He served protecting us in our country. And we're going to talk about the fact that he died, but his mother is honored by being a Gold Star mother. And she's wearing white to show the sacrifice that she has made, her family has made, to help protect our country. She lost her son, but he is still being honored and remembered, thanks in part to the Gold Star Mothers. So please, after this break, you're going to meet Shirley, and she's going to share all about this wonderful organization and about her wonderful son. Please stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the program, where my guest and I are taking a big breath of air. I'm going to introduce you to Shirley Tetrault. She's a Gold Star mother, and she's wearing all white. You're not in mourning, but you are recognizing the service and the sacrifice you and your son did for our country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I read online, I'm going to put my glasses on because I thought it was remarkable what I found out about the mission of Gold Star Mothers. It's finding the strength. You know, if you're a parent who has lost a child, you know you need strength. Finding the strength in the fellowship of other Gold Star mothers to keep the memory of our sons and daughters alive by working to help veterans, those currently serving in the military, and the families and our community. You're keeping the memory of your son alive,
Yes,
by you, a Gold Star mother, contributing
yes,
even more to our
yes,
community. Come on, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's what we have to do. We do have to keep their memory alive, and we have to say their name out loud, and we have to be together and talk together, and yes, that's exactly what we do. In starting in March, the 1st of March, I have a group of people, and I trim, every Tuesday, I trim the roses at the Veterans Memorial Park on Louisiana, and I do that through Labor Day. And it's my service to honor my son and my husband, that are both military, but my son who has passed. And I know he would just be up there looking down and loving it, you know, and any other things that we can do for our veterans. It's a lot.
Because it's a veteran service organization, the Gold Star Moms, but again, you've given the biggest sacrifice a mom can give in our world, of course, in our country.
It's
to
hard.
have your son be lost, son who served all of us. But when you're honoring him, you're still doing more.
Oh, yeah.
You're not
Oh, yeah.
hiding in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
You're not crying. Yeah. You're finding fellowship with other Gold Star mothers by still continuing to serve the community on behalf of your son.
I think it's very hard to not do that. I think it's important that you have to do whatever you can for veterans to help them, to honor them, because that, I think I'd be honest with you, I could
Oh, you
I
could.
could sit and cry all day.
You could. You could.
I still do cry in the
Be
shower
angry at
some.
our country.
Right,
Be
right,
angry at why
right,
are wars,
right,
why are these things
right.
happening. Yes, you could.
Right. But some wonderful, wonderful things I've learned about my son. I mean, he was an amazing man. He did some amazing things. And I always hear stories about him and what he did and how he did it. And he was good to people. We purchased a bench out in our park, and it says, "Hey, buddy, let's talk." Because anytime he had a person that he needed to discuss something with, he would put his arm around him and say, "Hey, buddy, let's talk." He never embarrassed anybody.
What was his? What's his?
He was a chief master sergeant in the Air Force, in the United States Air Force, Air National Guard, and he was promoted to chief on his deathbed in his bedroom like 3 days before he passed. And we had 3 generals in there and 1 on the phone, and we had several chiefs. And when he had to read the chief's creed, they started to pull it and take it from him. And he read it. He read it. He put his glasses on, and he read it, and he got through it. That was his goal. He wanted to be a chief master sergeant, and that's what he did.
Alan James Tetrault was born July 18th, 1971, and to be a Gold Star mother, a Gold Star mother has to have a child, a son or a daughter who served in the military and died, was missing in action in our military, and or the son or daughter died as a result of something that happened to them while serving, and this is the case of your son.
Right. He
died at age 49.
Age 49 of pancreatic cancer. You know, he was involved with the burn pits over in Iraq, and it was a rough time. But I will tell you, Diane, I was there when Alan took his first breath, and I was there when he took his last. I told him to go ahead and grab a hold of Jesus' hand and go home, and that's what he did. So, and I miss him every day, every day.
But you told him to grab Jesus' hand.
I told him.
Go on his way.
I told him.
I hope he said to look over us, though,
and he did.
Look over us? Is he looking over us?
Oh, I know he is. I know.
All of us?
I know he is. Absolutely.
So Congress has an article, I think 4, again, that determines what is a Gold Star mother.
Right.
And I pretty much said all the things that had to be done. The person died while serving, or as a result, as your son did, or someone missing in action. Here in New Mexico, and have you found fellowship with other Gold Star moms?
Oh, yes, and I have to tell you, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. We were there's a place called Healing America's Heroes, and it's down in Fort Stanton. And they invited, there was like 8 of us, I guess, that went down there, and they invited us down there for 3 days. And they fed us, they housed us, they took care of us. And during that time, we were able to get together, and each one of us was able to tell what had happened to our son. And, you know, and what we thought of him, and it was just very, very healing. It brought us closer together. And those are the people that we can talk to, because they understand what we've been through and what we're going through. Now, I can do a lot of things, Diane, but I can't go to funerals. That's just one thing I don't do. But yes, I would, and we have, you know, we have our meetings, and we have little luncheons, and we do different things like that. I do Wreaths Across America, and so do a lot of Wreaths Across America, where we go and lay the wreaths on at Christmas time. And I do the roses. I do a lot of different, I'm on the governor's board, what they call the GVAC, the Governor's Veterans Advisory Council. I'm on that, and I represent the Gold Star mothers on that.
How have things changed through the years for Gold Star mothers and our sons and daughters who are dying in our military as they serve our country?
How have they changed?
How has, of course, you know, we don't have the Vietnam War any longer, but we sure have enough other skirmishes and problems.
Well, you know, a long time ago when it first started, we certainly didn't have the internet, and we didn't have some of the things. But one of the things that we do is we take donations for funds, because we help all different organizations. There's so many organizations in New Mexico that are doing different things. I mean, there's DAR and Blue Star, and there's several, because there's so much need in New Mexico. There really is a lot of need. And so we take donations and stuff, and then we help those other organizations as well, and that heals us. That heals us when we help other,
Yeah.
It does. You just have to know that knowing that, that we're talking about them, and our president right now, she's the first vice president. Next year, she will be the national
Yes.
Gold
And
Star president.
you're going to have your centennial soon.
Yes,
I think
we
we
are.
started in
Yes,
1920,
1928, yes.
28,
Right.
and soon, 2 years.
Right.
Our
So-
centennial for
Exactly.
the Gold Star Moms.
From when we got started. And it's just a good program. It does. It gives you a sense of purpose. I lost my son, and I would just give anything to have my son back. But I'll tell you one thing, Diane. When you look at a caterpillar that's on a branch, okay, and you know that it forms into a beautiful chrysalis, and then it turns into a beautiful butterfly. So whenever I see a butterfly, I think that's my son, because that's new life. I think he's got new life. That's the way to look at it.
I believe
You have to.
Tell me a little bit more about him.
Oh gosh, he was. You know what? Alan never met a stranger. Okay, he was fun. He was good to people. He didn't talk about people. He didn't have enemies. If somebody moved into the neighborhood, he'd go up and say, "Hey neighbor, I'm Al Tetrault and Alan Tetrault, and if you need anything."
I wonder if he got that from his mother, that kind of personality. I was just wondering about that.
I don't know. Some people have said stuff like that. I don't know. But he was so wonderful. I mean, he did things for people. He made people. The story I was mentioning before, there was a young man back east, and he told me he said one day, he says, your son saved my life. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I was back east. I didn't have a job. He said, or I didn't know what I was going to do. And he said, my family was hungry. We didn't have a place to stay. He says, your son brought me to Albuquerque. And he said, he nurtured me. He trained me. He found us a place to stay. And he said, I am where I am today because of your son. And I hear those stories a lot, Diane. A lot.
He went to high school here?
He went to high school, right. He went to Oñate Elementary School that's right behind our house. Then he went to Jackson, and then he went to Manzano. And then, when he went to UNM for a little bit, and then he transferred out and went into the Air Force. He loved the Air Force. And he was in the Air National Guard, and he loved the people he worked with. I mean...
But he had missions abroad.
Yeah, he went to Iraq twice, and he went to that, I think it was...
Was that like in the 1990s?
Operation Desert Storm. No, I'm trying to think. My grandson was born in 97, and he was just a little guy when Alan went over there.
Oh, so it was late.
Yeah, so...
And the burn scars, tell me a little bit more about that. And
what happened is Alan was in avionics at that time, and he worked on the F-16s. And he worked on all the electrical parts of the F-16s. But when he finished during the day, he would go over and help help the hospital. And so when they brought people in that were injured, those burn pits they burned medical things in those burn pits, and I don't know what they put on them, what the chemical was that, kind of like when you think of Agent Orange. There's just been different things in different wars that have hurt people.
To do the burn, to
yeah,
burn
so they
the
burn
medical things. Okay.
And so Alan suffered with that, and that's
so he breathed that in and then caused cancer.
Yeah.
Gave him cancer.
Yeah.
What kind of cancer?
He had pancreatic cancer. It was very painful, very, very hard way to go. And but he stayed strong through it all. I mean, he was just awesome.
And he passed in just recently, 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Just
so
recently.
March the 11th is 5 years. So, and like I said,
he gave you that brooch, or not that?
My husband had this made for me. And it's his picture. And so it's got the red, white, and blue stones at the bottom of it. And so when I do something that, representing our Gold Star mothers, then I wear his I wear his pendant.
And wearing white when you go
I'm
to the
wearing the-
events, it's
I'm
interesting.
wearing the white. Wearing the
The
white.
moms, I've looked online, you can easily go to the website to find
Yeah.
out more, but it's again to show sacrifice and innocence
Yep.
and goodness.
Yes. And that's what we do. We stay busy doing it. And all of our Gold Star moms, they're busy helping, doing all the time. All the time. You know, all the time. There's a lot of things that our veterans need in New Mexico, and we're working on making it better all the time. Anything we can do for them.
Do you have monthly meetings?
We do. We do. We have monthly meetings, and it can be sometime at the Memorial Garden on Louisiana, or it can be in our one of our members' homes, or it can be in a restaurant. It just depends, you know.
And you go to support other organizations, but
Yes.
you do support
Yes.
the community, support veterans,
Right.
and
right.
of course other Gold Star
That's
mothers.
what we do when we do our fundraisers. See these cards? They have the, what do you call it?
QRV
The little
code,
deal.
the code.
That's
I'll hold
what,
it up. I don't know.
I don't know if they can
I don't
see it or
think-
not. That's what we do. We also sell luminaries at Christmas time, and but that's what makes us strong, Diane. Is that we have to be doing things for other people, and knowing that.
Who does things for you as a Gold Star mother who's lost her son, who is protecting our country? Who's doing things for
I have
you?
one lady in our group. Her name is Kay Coleman. She sends me a card every other week or something, or a couple of months. You know, I guess mostly what they do for me is letting me help them. You know, pretty much. I guess that's what I would say. Yeah, I would have to say that. You know, and praying for us that we can get through each day. You know, because it's tough.
That's what you would. That's the support.
Yeah.
That people can do.
Right.
Is pray that you can make it through each day.
Right.
Because you miss your
That's
child.
exactly
horribly.
right. And I will tell you, we have in National Garden Club, we have a Blue Star and a Gold Star. You've probably seen them throughout the city. We just put a Gold Star plaque up at the Garden Center in November, and we dedicated that. So that honors the Gold Star mothers, and then the Blue Star, of course, honors all of our vets. Past,
And the Blue
present,
Star
future.
would be a mother who currently has a
Yes.
son or daughter
Yes.
who is serving or has served.
Yes, and the Blue Star honors all veterans, past, present, and future. There's no name on it. It just honors all veterans.
The star.
Yeah, the Blue Star. Look up under National Garden Clubs and look up the Blue Star and Gold Star marker, and you'll learn more about that.
Well, the markers are on where?
They're all over the place. I have 26 of them in the whole state, and I have 7 golds and 26
but
blues.
where are they in the community?
All over. There's
Not at
one.
cemeteries. They're
Both. They're okay. So I have a blue and a gold that's at the Memorial Garden on Louisiana. Right as soon as you go in the gate, there's 2 of them. They're right in the median. There's great big ones. I have 2 of them at the Garden Center. That's in Albuquerque. I have one in Angel Fire. I have Angel Fire. I have Clovis. I have Fort Stanton. I have Silver City. I have them all over the place, and I have a list of where they are and when they were dedicated.
And the organization started almost 100 years ago
Yes.
by a woman whose son was lost.
Yes.
I think it was the Air Corps, Air National Guard. Or
He
Air
was
Corps.
he was in the English Air Force, because at that time we didn't have an Air Force. He wanted to fly planes, and evidently he was shot down in the war.
And that
And
was
she didn't
Grace,
know it.
Grace Dorothy Siebold.
Yes.
Siebold was the founder.
Right.
Oh, I read the story. He wrote home. He wrote to his mother, nice
All the time.
boy,
Yes,
nice boy,
yes.
every week. And then all of a sudden she stopped getting letters.
Exactly.
And found out that he was killed
Right.
in action.
Right.
And what she wasn't recognized, or she felt
So
what?
it was her. It was his wife that received the information that he had passed, and then she had already been going to churches, and I mean not churches, to hospitals, and looking for him, and also working with the other vets, and so she continued that. That was her mission, to help other veterans in need that healed her.
But she started the organization.
She started the organization. Right.
Because she wanted to bring together other
Well,
mothers.
because she says that, you know, it's too hard to, you know, to sit by and not do anything. And so, and it is. It's very hard. I mean, you can just only imagine how hard it would be. But it is.
Can't imagine.
And so you have to do things to help others and know that that's really good.
What helps you get through?
Yeah. I also have a lady, they have a group, it's called TAPS, and it's another organization that helps. And she writes me a text every morning. Happy day, feeling good, hope you're okay, every single day. And it'll be butterflies or Snoopy. So I know that there's other people out there that are thinking about me also.
And that helps.
It does. It does.
Helps.
Because a lot of times, if you tell people that you're a Gold Star mother, they don't know what that is. They don't. So, you know, it's
And
nice
then you
for
don't
you
have
to,
to tell. You
it's nice for you to have this program so people understand what a Gold Star mother is and what, you know, what we do and why we do it.
You do it to help you get through the day, to
Yeah.
help others,
Yeah.
in honor of your
And to
son.
honor,
Yeah.
right. Honor, hope, and
What was the
healing.
relationship? What was it? Honor,
Honor, hope, and healing.
honor,
Hope and healing. Mhm.
Something to do with the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. There was a relationship also that I read regarding the Gold Star mothers, having to do with that as well. But
Well,
just a lot of history.
Our president that's going to be national president next year, she's always involved in something over there, you know, at the cemetery in Arlington. And so I don't know what specifically what you're talking about, but the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers is certainly
and our president here in New Mexico is going to be the national president.
Absolutely.
And what's her name? And she may be on
Her
our
name
show
is
with
Joyce
you.
Paulson. Joyce Paulson, yes. And she also has a fundraiser. She has done. She's gone a little step further, and they have a run where you pay to run, and it's called the Tonka Run because her son loved buffaloes, and they're called Tonka. Tatonka is the Native American name, and so she raises funds for disabled children scholarships in her son's name. Is that cool or what?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit the Louisiana.
Okay.
What's the over there?
It's the I don't know if it's the Veterans Memorial Park. It's wonderful. If you haven't been there, you need to go, Diane, because you'll see all the American flags and the New Mexico flags, and there's a building there. In fact, my husband volunteers there on Tuesdays from 9 to 12, and people that come in and have questions, they have like a little bit of a museum type thing where they have war artifacts, books, and that type of thing. They also have retirements there, dances
Louisiana
there.
and like
It's Louisiana and Gibson.
and Gibson, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was there once. President
Yeah.
Bush had his when he was running for president.
Okay.
Had an event
Okay.
right there. That was the
Yeah.
first time I'd been
And
there.
so like I said, I go starting in March. I go every
I'll see if the roses are pruned.
yeah, and we prune them way down, and everybody goes, "Oh my gosh!" But we prune them way down, and they just pop up. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. So we do that through the summer.
When you see people on the street, or they see you in your white, or they learn that you're a Gold Star mother, and they may not know what it is, what would you like them to say to you, strangers, about you losing your son
Oh gosh,
who
I
served our
don't,
country?
I don't know.
What would make you feel better that they said to you or asked you? Just say that they're going to pray for you.
I don't know. I think if they would ask me what Alan's name was, because then I could say Alan James Tetrault, and that keeps his name alive. You know, that keeps him alive. I think that, and you know, I only wear the white when we're doing a Gold Star function. So like if I'm at the Memorial Gardens or something, and somebody said something to me, they would know. But I think if they would ask me, "What is your son's name?" I think that would be very cool. Then I could say who he is.
And where is he buried?
He is buried at Santa Fe National Cemetery.
Beautiful place. Beautiful place up there.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. We just went up there on Friday. I always go up there and I put flowers on his grave and talk to him. My mom and dad are also up there. And so I talked to him for a minute, tell him I love him and stuff. And you know, there's a thing, if somebody puts a penny on your grave or a nickel or a dime, there's different meanings. And I don't remember it, but like the penny might mean that you knew him. The dime might mean that you served with him in basic. The nickel might mean, they all have a meaning, and I'm not exactly sure of what they all, but what's really fun is sometimes I'll go up there and I'll see pennies and dimes, and so I know that people are coming up there to see him. That's really awesome.
That is wonderful.
That's awesome.
To know that someone went to visit your son's grave.
And the people out at the base, the Air National Guard, I mean, they still miss him. They talk about him. They love him. They recently made a shirt, and it's got, because they used to call him Tet, and on the shirt it's T-E-T, and that means technical enlistment team.
I thought it meant your last name.
Well,
Tetrold.
well, it does. I mean, it actually
That's
does.
very good.
It actually does simplify that. But that's something that they did for a fundraiser for the Guard, and I just think it's awesome because the Guard, you know, they think so much of him, and he thought so much. That was his work family, and he loved them.
But I like that point. We'll try to find out if a penny means anything.
Yeah,
But
you can
for
look
a
it up.
mom to know that someone came to visit her son's grave, that means a lot. Because otherwise you don't know. And it's nice to know.
I know. And there's also something with a pine cone and a rock. And I don't know what those two things are. But if you Google it, if you say what is the meaning, it'll tell you. And one means that you knew him, and the other meant that you were in the
military with him. Shirley Tetrold, thank you so much. Alan James Tetrold, we're keeping you alive, and Shirley has given the ultimate sacrifice to our country. Thank you for watching this program. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Alan. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program, email us at info@kchftv.org or call us at 505-345-1991. Join us again for Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater.